Most gardeners spend a fortune on synthetic fertilizer, not knowing the best plant food is already free in their garden. That is exactly what Miracle-Gro built its billion-dollar empire on. Aztec farmers fed 200,000 people, using nothing but food scraps and garden waste, everything people throw away every morning. Why their method outperforms any modern fertilizer, and how to use it in your garden starting tomorrow, you will find out in just a few minutes. Before we get into the method, let me tell you something that will change how you look at your kitchen bin forever. Fertilizer is not complicated. It is nutrients. Nitrogen to drive leafy growth, phosphorus to build strong roots, potassium to help plants move water, resist disease, and produce fruit. That is the entire system. Everything Miracle-Gro sells is built on those three elements, packaged in a bag, priced at a premium, and marketed as though plants cannot survive without it. Here is what they do not tell you. Those same three elements are already in your garden. They are in the food scraps you throw away every morning. They are in the plant material sitting in your bin right now. They are in the weeds you spend your weekends trying to get rid of. And I would bet most of you spend a significant chunk of your gardening time on exactly that. Here is the thing about weeds. They are extraordinarily good at mining nutrients from the soil. They pull up nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and a whole range of trace minerals and store them in their leaves, stems, and roots. So, every time you pull a weed and throw it away, you are throwing away nutrients your plants would love. The trick is not getting rid of them. The trick is getting those nutrients back out and putting them to work. If this kind of knowledge matters to you, support this video with a like right now. It helps more people find what we are uncovering here. Aztec farmers on the chinampas of Lake Texcoco understood this completely. They had no synthetic fertilizer, no garden center, no bag of blue crystals. What they had was an understanding of how nutrients move through a living system, and a method for capturing those nutrients in a form plants could absorb immediately. They turned what we call waste into the engine that fed an entire civilization. The method is called liquid fermentation feed, and it is documented in Spanish colonial records from the 1500s, descriptions of what chinampa farmers were collecting and processing around their floating beds. The principle is identical to what organic gardeners have rediscovered over the past 2 decades. Organic matter breaks down in water. As it breaks down, nutrients leach into the liquid. That liquid becomes a concentrated feed that roots absorb directly, faster than any granule ever could. Here is why it works before we get into how to make it. When organic material ferments in water, the microorganisms doing the breaking down work, release nutrients from the cell structure of the plant material. Those nutrients dissolve into the liquid and become immediately available to plant roots. No waiting for soil bacteria to process synthetic compounds. No waiting for granules to dissolve. Roots drink this directly. That is why it works faster and why it builds soil biology at the same time. You are feeding the soil and the plant simultaneously. Now let me show you exactly how to make it. It really could not be easier. Grab a bucket, any size, but bigger is better. Now, go through your kitchen and your garden. Banana peels, vegetable peelings, coffee grounds, crushed eggshells, wilted greens, fruit scraps. Any weeds you are pulling, as long as they have not set seed yet, because you do not want seeds surviving the process and sprouting in your garden later. Pulled weeds, outer leaves, plant trimmings, grass clippings. All of it goes in. The more variety you use, the better the result. Different materials contribute different nutrients. A banana peel is rich in potassium. Coffee grounds add nitrogen. Vegetable peelings carry a broad range of trace minerals. Eggshells are a slow-release source of calcium that strengthens cell walls and prevents the blossom end rot that ruins tomatoes, that black sunken patch at the base of an otherwise beautiful fruit. If you have comfrey in your garden, add plenty of that. It is one of the most nutrient-dense plants you can find, and it will significantly boost the potency of your feed. Aim for about 2/3 of the bucket packed well. The more material you can get in, the better. Then fill it to the top with water. Rainwater is best if you have it, but tap water works fine. Cover it loosely, do not seal it. This process produces gases as the material ferments, and a sealed lid creates pressure. Rest a lid on top, or cover it with something that allows a little airflow. Put it in a warm corner of the garden, not in direct sun, which can overheat the fermentation, but somewhere reasonably warm. Then leave it alone for 2 weeks. Now I have to be honest with you about what happens next, because this is where most people get a surprise the first time they try this. It is going to smell, not mildly, genuinely, assertively, unmistakably bad. That smell is exactly what you want. It means the fermentation is working. When I first made this in my own garden, I put the bucket too close to the back door. I learned that lesson quickly. Keep it somewhere with good airflow and some distance from where you spend time. After 2 weeks, here is what you will find, and this is the moment that makes it real. Lift the lid, and you will see a dark, murky liquid, somewhere between the color of weak tea and strong coffee, depending on what you put in. It will smell earthy, pungent, and alive. That is exactly right. That liquid is now loaded with nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and trace minerals in a form plant roots can absorb immediately. Before you use it, dilute it. 1 part fermented liquid to 10 parts water. That ratio works for almost everything in the garden, including plants and pots, which respond particularly well to this kind of feed because they cannot access nutrients beyond the container. Apply it directly to the soil around the base of the plant, drenching the root zone, not on the leaves, on the soil where the roots are. Use it every 2 to 3 weeks during the growing season. The Aztec chinampas were continuously fed with organic liquid. The floating beds were surrounded by water-rich and decomposed material, and the plant roots had constant access to dissolved nutrients. That is why those beds were so extraordinarily productive. Not magic soil or special seeds, continuous, available nutrition. Here is the best bit, the part that makes this system genuinely superior to buying a bag every season. You can keep it going indefinitely. Once you have used most of the liquid, do not throw away the solid material at the bottom. Add it to your compost or dig it directly into your garden beds. It is partially composted and still nutrient-rich. Then refill the bucket with fresh scraps and water and start the next batch. Top it up as you go. The longer you leave the mix, the more potent it becomes, so you will need to dilute it a little more over time. But the feed just keeps getting richer. I have been running the same bucket for months. It costs nothing. It takes 5 minutes of attention every 2 weeks. A few more specifics worth knowing, because the details make the difference between a feed that works well and one that works exceptionally. Banana peels are the single most potassium-rich item you will add. If your tomatoes, peppers, or squash are not producing the way you expect, low potassium is often the reason. Add every peel you generate. Do not rinse them first. The residue on the skin is part of what makes them valuable. Coffee grounds are nitrogen dense. If you have a coffee habit, you have a nitrogen source. Add the grounds after every brew, filter and all. Nettles, if you have them, are the comfrey of the weed world. Extraordinarily nutrient-rich and among the best things you can add to the bucket. Most gardeners spend considerable energy trying to clear nettles from their garden. Aztec farmers would have treated them as a resource. Crushed eggshells release calcium slowly as the batch ferments. Add them throughout the season. They will not fully dissolve, but enough calcium leaches into the liquid to make a meaningful difference, particularly for tomatoes, peppers, and courgettes that are prone to calcium-related problems. One thing to avoid: meat scraps, dairy, and cooked food with oils or sauces. These do not ferment cleanly in an open bucket and can cause problems. Stick to raw plant material, kitchen scraps, garden waste, weeds. That is all you need. Now, the part that stopped me when I first researched the chinampa system properly. The Spanish colonial observers who documented the chinampas in the 1500s described something they could not explain. The beds were more productive than anything they had seen in Europe. The plants were larger, the harvests more consistent, and the soil seemed to improve rather than deplete with each season. What they were observing was a closed-loop system. Nothing left the chinampas as waste. Every food remnant, every plant scrap, every organic byproduct of cooking and living went back into the water or the beds. Nutrients cycled continuously. The soil got richer every year instead of poorer. That is the opposite of what happens in a garden running on synthetic fertilizer. Synthetic nutrients feed the plant, but bypass the soil biology. Over time, the soil becomes dependent, less able to support plants without external inputs. Miracle-Gro's parent company generates over $3 billion annually selling that dependency. The Aztec farmers who fed 200,000 people on the chinampas never spent a single coin on plant nutrition. The method I have shown you is the simplest version of what those chinampa farmers understood. Organic material, water, time. The nutrients your plants need are already in your hands. You have been throwing them away every morning. That stops today. If you want to take this further, if you want to understand how the complete Aztec chinampa system worked, and what else these farmers knew that modern gardening has forgotten, that is exactly what this channel covers. Subscribe so you do not miss what comes next. Which scraps are you going to start collecting first? Tell me in the comments, I read every one. And if you know a gardener who is still buying fertilizer every season, send this to them. The best plant food they will ever use is already in their kitchen. They have just been throwing it away.